Genie Bee!
Music. I want to tell you about a book that I just love. The name of the book is Abuela. Here it is. And I bet that you have an abuela and you don't even know it, because the word abuela means grandma. Don't we love our grandmas? I want to tell you where this grandma comes from. So abuela is Spanish for grandma. And this grandma lives in a faraway place called Mexico. Maybe you've been to Mexico. I'm going to show you where it is on this big map. So I'll show you where I live first. I live here in Illinois, in Chicago. Where do you live? Well, if you live anywhere near me, Mexico is a long way away. It's way down here. It would take you 4 whole days to drive there in your car. And the place that this book happens is in New York City. So Abuela, who came all the way from Mexico, she went to New York City to see her granddaughter and have some fun with her. So she came all the way from Mexico, way over here. This is where New York City is. It's way over here. I wonder how many days it would take to drive from Mexico to New York City. I bet it would take about 6 days. Yep. So let me show you this book. So Abuela, she goes to New York City to see her granddaughter. And there they are, they're getting on a bus. Now, New York City is the biggest city in the world, so it takes a long time to see all the sights. And you would get really tired if you had to walk around or see it on a bus. But they're riding on the bus. And then they go to a park and they see all these birds. And they think, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we could fly like the birds? We'd sure be able to see the city better. So they decide to do that. They say, let's be birds. Is that possible? Sure it is. In your mind, in your imagination. So there they are, they're flying all around New York City. Woo! This song is about flying all over the world with your grandma. Would you like to do that? Well, you can do it in your mind. Maybe grandma's with you. You can take her hand and pretend you're birds and fly all around the world. Where would you go? Well, you and grandma can decide that. Well, let's get flying. Here we go. Buenos dias, let's go fly. Me and grandma in the sky. Any place around the world. Abuela, she's my girl. Let's fly to New York City, hang out in Idaho. Zoom south to Florida, then back to Chicago. Buenos dias, let's go fly. Me and grandma in the sky. Any place around the world. Abuela, she's my girl. We'll fly to Abuela in Hawaii, then fly back home to Nashville down in Tennessee. Buenos dias, let's go fly. Me and grandma in the sky. Any place around the world. Abuela, she's my girl. We'll land in Mexico. Drink lemonade nice and cold. Grab the tail of a plane. See Seattle, then LA. California, Buenos dias, let's go fly. Me and grandma in the sky. Any place around the world. Abuela, she's my girl. Buenos dias, let's go fly. Me and grandma in the sky. Any place around the world. Abuela, she's my girl. Abuela, she's my girl. Abuela, she's my girl. Cha-cha-cha. Let's see what else they do. While they're in New York City, they visit something called the Statue of Liberty. This is the head of the Statue of Liberty. Can you see it? She's wearing a crown. It's a big, huge statue, and it's in the middle of a harbor, and they're flying around to see all the people that are hanging out, who've climbed a whole bunch of stairs to get up there. Wait. Watch this. Oh, I have a box. It's a box. What's in the box? Do you have a box? I have a box. I have styrofoam inside a box. What's inside? What? It's the Statue of Liberty. What? All right, well, it's not the actual Statue of Liberty. It's a really small version of it, but it looks just like her. Okay, what is on our Statue of Liberty? Let's see. There's another word for her. We call another name for her. We call her Lady Liberty because she's a lady. And let's see, she's got a torch. She's holding a torch in this hand. And she's got rays on her crown. And she's holding a book over here. And around her feet, you can't see it very well. Maybe if I put it real close, you can see on around her feet, there's broken chains. I wonder what those are for. Well, there she is. Can you be the Statue of Liberty? Put your torch up like this. Well, you know what? I think we should be the Statue of Liberty, and I think we should sing a song about her. We should sing a song called Lady Liberty, and I'm going to show you how to sing using your hands. I didn't know that was possible, did you? Well, it's called sign language. Sign language is how we talk with our hands. So let me show you how we sing the Lady Liberty song using our hands. So we're going to do this. Be the Statue of Liberty. There you go. Good job. And then we're going to say a symbol of freedom for all. So to say the word symbol of freedom for all, I want you to take one hand, hold it up like this. Take the other hand, make a fist, put them together, and then push them forward. Just like that. Symbol. And then freedom, make two O's like that. Okay? Cross your hands. And then uncross them. Just like that. That means freedom. And then for all, take your pointer finger, put it on your chest, and just draw a circle. Just like that. Good. So we're going to say a symbol of freedom for all. Very good. And then we'll say she stands in New York Harbor, a gift from France. So to say gift, make a box with your fingers, a nice pretend box, like you're giving it to somebody. Here's your gift. Good. Then we'll say a symbol of freedom for all. And we'll say 7 rays are on her crown. So we're just going to touch our crown. You can do that very easy. A symbol of freedom for all. And one arm holds a book. Here's how we say book. Just like that. Just like you have a book. Like you're holding one. Yes. And then she holds a torch. So make a fist. Wiggle your fingers. Here's our torch. Ooh, don't get burned. And then we'll say broken chains lay at her feet. Remember the broken chains? So I want you to hook your fingers together like that. And then we're going to break those chains. And we'll say free at last, free at last. Then wave your hands. Thank God Almighty, free at last. And then we'll be Lady Liberty again. And the very end of the song, we're going to say liberty and justice for all. Now to say liberty, can you do this? 2 L's. Cross them over and uncross them, just like that. And then for justice, we're just going to go like that. Okay, are you ready? Let's do Lady Liberty. I have it recorded so I can use my hands because I can't play my guitar and sing and use my hands all at the same time. So I'm going to play it and we'll do it together. Here we go. Get your torch up. Lady Liberty, Lady Liberty, Lady Liberty, a symbol of freedom for all. She stands in New York Harbor, a gift from France, a symbol of freedom for all. 7 rays on her crown for 7 continents. freedom for all. Broken chains lay at her feet. Free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, free at last. Lady Liberty, Lady Liberty, Lady Liberty, a symbol of freedom for all. Lady Liberty, Lady Liberty, Lady Liberty, a symbol of freedom for all. A symbol of freedom for all. Liberty and justice for all. Because they were being birds, what do you think happened? Well, they got into a tree because birds go into trees. And what do they do in the tree? Well, they make a nest and they lay their eggs, don't they? I don't think Abuela laid any eggs in the tree, but they sure got to see where birds make their nests. Oh, hang on. Something else over here. I have another box. I have a lot of boxes today. I wonder what's in this box. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. What is this? This looks like a bird's nest to me. Does this look like a bird's nest to you? What's inside my nest? Well, there's some eggs. And they're broken. I wonder why the eggs are broken. I bet it's because there were little baby birds in there and they pecked and pecked and pecked with their little beaks and they broke the eggs to get out. Look at that. Huh. What is this nest made out of? What do you think? Well, it looks to me like there's some twigs and some grass. And there's something really soft inside. Looks like maybe feathers. And there's mud. I know there's mud on the bottom. I wonder if the mud holds it together. I think it does. Huh. Would you like to do a song about our nest? I would. All right, can you make a nest with your hands like this? Here's your nest. Follow me. Let's rock our nest because we have eggs in it and we're sort of rocking our babies. Ready? How do you build a nest, a nest? How do you build a nest, a nest? Mommy birdie does it best. How do you build a nest, a nest? First you take some twigs, hold them in your beak, fly them to your tree, and add them to the nest you see. How do you build a nest, a nest? How do you build a nest, a nest? Mommy birdie does it best. How do you build a nest, a nest? Then you take some grass, hold it in your beak, fly it to your tree, and add it to the nest you see. How do you build a nest, a nest? How do you build a nest, a nest? Mommy birdie does it best. How do you build a nest, a nest? Then you get some mud, hold it in your beak, fly it to your tree, and add it to the nest you see. How do you build a nest, a nest? How do you build a nest, a nest? Mommy birdie does it best. How do you build a nest, a nest? We need something soft. Then you find some feathers, hold them in your beak, fly them to your tree, and add them to the nest you see. How do you build a nest, a nest? How do you build a nest, a nest? Mommy birdie does it best. How do you build a nest, a nest? When your nest is done, lay some eggs and wait. Baby birds soon will hatch. Isn't that just great? Chirp, chirp, chirp. Good job. Abuela comes from Mexico. One of my favorite foods in the whole world comes from Mexico. I wonder what that is. It's salsa. I love salsa. Salsa is a food that comes from Mexico. Goes really good with your chips. So let me tell you what goes in there. You need some ripe red tomatoes. Yum. And some onion. Onions make us cry. That made me either sad, I don't know. And you need some cilantro. Snip, 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 snip. And you need a spicy jalapeno pepper. Ay, 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 ay. And you need a lime. And maybe some garlic. I like a little garlic in mine. And you need salt, pepper, and if you like it super spicy, a little chili powder. All right. And then when you chop it all together and mix it up, you get salsa. Spicy salsa, yeah. Okay, we're gonna sing about this, but I want you to remember, if you're gonna make salsa, you always need a grown-up's help with any kind of chopping or snipping. And maybe you can make it in a food processor. You put it all together and go, and then it's done. And then you get to eat it. So let's do a song about our salsa. Ready? Let's roll our arms. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. First you take tomatoes and you chop them. You chop them. You chop them, chop them, chop them. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Then you take the onion and you dice it. You dice it. You dice it, dice it, dice it. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Then you take cilantro and you snip it. You snip it, you snip it, snip it, snip it. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Then you take jalapeno and you chop it. You chop it, you chop it, chop it, chop it. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Then you take some garlic and you press it. You press it, you press it, press it, press it. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Then you take the lime and you squeeze it. Squeeze it, you squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Then you take your seasonings and you shake them. You shake them, you shake them, shake them, shake them. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Then you take a spoon and you stir it. You stir it, you stir it, stir it, stir it. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Then you take a chip and you dip it. You dip it. You dip it, dip it, dip it. Then you bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it, bite it. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Salsa, spicy salsa, salsa. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed our little trip with Abuela. We had a nice trip to New York. We had a nice trip around the world flying with our abuelas, and we got to go to the Statue of Liberty, Lady Liberty, and make some salsa and visit a bird's nest. So have a great day, friends.
Ginny Bee!